Hi everyone. Welcome to round 17 of Nuremberg. In round 16, Lasker drew with Maroczy, one of the top players of that day and age. In this game, well, admittedly, he doesn't have the best position. Does not have the best position here because the white king is kind of exposed, and black is putting pressure on the white king. So I would like you to spend, and this is a tough puzzle. I'm going to ask you to spend 5 to 10 minutes and put yourself in Lasker's shoes and figure out what you would do here. And this involves psychology, calculation, chess understanding. I'd be very surprised if anyone decides to play his move with the same idea that he has. So I'm just warning you up front. It's hard, but it's a interesting exercise. So pause your video and try to work it out. Okay, I'm going to show you what he did here. And this Lasker is just such a cagey little guy. So black is threatening the pawn on g3, as you can see. And the question is, what can white do about that? Well, first thing, the move f4 is definitely worth looking at, but it leads to some pretty big problems for white in that the e4 square and the g4 square are now very weak. And from a positional standpoint, this is not the kind of move we want to play. Yes, white is not losing immediately, but black is better. The second thing you can also notice is that maybe black isn't threatening to take on g3 so much. Because let's say we make a move like queen c3, takes, actually bishop takes is better, sorry. White has a move like f4. And now when the queen defends the bishop, we actually can take on c7, and it's somewhat annoying. And black doesn't have a mate on h2 or anything like that. So those are important things to notice. But what I think what Lasker did was the best choice. He played the move bishop to b5. From a pure chess perspective and also from a psychological perspective. Because what he noticed was his position was kind of getting unpleasant. And yeah, black could play rook e7 here, simple looking move. And then I don't know what white would have done. Probably bishop c6 to kind of put pressure on the d5 point. But the main thing is, what's wrong with c6 here? Because after bishop takes, rook c8 wins the piece. And this was Lasker's plan. And this is exactly what Marco did. He should have played something else like rook e7. He should not have been lured in by the c6 move. And these types of sacrifices are important to see. Because now white just played bishop takes bishop, rook takes queen, bishop takes pawn, king h8, and rook on e takes c2. And suddenly the situation has transformed from one where black was the only one with any active play to one where white has some serious play. White is down a queen for a rook and a piece, but has 2 pawns for it, including a passed d pawn. And don't forget that knight takes pawn will lose to f4, because now the bishop is cut off from the defense, and we can capture with the knight or the bishop. So black played a move f4, but I don't know how great this was, because after e4, f takes, e5. Suddenly white's pawns are looking very strong in the middle of the board. Bishop a3. And now there's one tricky idea. No, not really. White played the best move, just rook to d1. Putting the rook behind the passed pawn. a5 was played for some reason. White moves the bishop out of the way with the idea of moving these pawns forward. a4. A very calm move, just stopping any moves like b5. I think at this point white realizes black has no real counterplay anymore. Black's attack has stalled, and these pawns are just super strong. After bishop takes, rook takes, e6, rook e5, rook d2, knight takes g3, and this is just like, he missed knight f1 here, and he resigned. He thought queen c1 was going to win the rook back in this variation. But the key to this game is Lasker finds ways to induce mistakes in pretty like random positions. Like in this position, his position's like not super pleasant. But he finds a way his opponent can go wrong, and he goes for it. And I'm not saying that this is winning for white, but from a practical standpoint, it's a little bit annoying to deal with. Like, all of a sudden, white has the initiative, we have the open c-file, a passed d-pawn, and black doesn't really have an attack anymore. It's very hard to figure out how to make progress. And I don't think this f4 idea was the best, because these two pawns became monstrously strong. So this was another example of Lasker kind of getting lucky in this tournament. This game he was never losing, but his position was certainly unpleasant for most of the game. We didn't check out the beginning part of the game, but trust me when I say that the whole game it was unpleasant. In fact, a little bit of bonus coverage that I totally forgot to mention. White played the move bishop c3 here. And wait a second. I thought that black missed like a forced win in this game. No, I'm totally confused. I'm thinking about another game. My bad. So he just had an unpleasant position the whole game, but then found a way to kind of change the nature of the position in his favor. So thanks guys for watching. See y'all next time. Bye bye.